I'm so grateful for the ministers of parliament here who supported me. So many MEPs signed this letter to Erdogan, the resolution. I'm so grateful for the support that came from you. So thank you very much. Thanks for caring about religious freedom and for using your positions of influence and your leadership to advance this.
You're coming here today thanks to ECRG and our colleagues. The fact that you're here in the Parliament reminds us of what politics is about and of what Europe is about also. Europe can only be truthful to what we are and to this Christian civilization of which we inherit if we defend the religious freedom in all the parts of the world in which we have to be useful to the people who try to defend this will of human spirit to go to the truth.
So I thought that I was a relatively tough person, but I broke in prison pretty badly. And one of the reasons for that was the isolation. The solitary confinement was very difficult. The lack of certainty. I did not know how long they were going to keep me, if they would ever release me. During this time, President Erdogan admitted privately to U.S. senators and to President Trump that he knew that the case against me was not just, that the witnesses were lying. And yet publicly then he talked about me as the dark priest with ties to terror. Compared to other countries in the region, there is more religious freedom in Turkey than in some. There is some legal harassment, but most of the difficulty Christians would face comes from their family, from their social surrounding. Some police at a lower level would harass them in their workplace, neighbors. So there's intimidation, there are threats, there's loss of job. Sometimes a spouse will divorce if someone becomes a Christian. If the other spouse becomes a Christian, they're regarded as traitors. For a pastor, there will almost certainly be threats. And there is heightened tension now. Turkey, of course, has been a Muslim country for a very long time, but Erdogan has taken it in a much more Islamist direction. He made this clear from the beginning, but it was incremental, and it has sped up significantly in the last 6-7 years, and even more so after the coup when he was able to rule by decree. Erdogan said, in relation to my case, he said to be a Turk is to be a Muslim. So that's very clearly defining what's acceptable for Turks. Turkey has gone in a more Islamist direction. There are more religious schools now. Students who graduate from the Islamist schools are given preference in the university system. There's this increase of Islam merged together with nationalism that has been driven by Erdogan. And he has stated openly his goal to remake Turkey by 2023. That's only 4 years from now, and that's the 100th anniversary of the establishment of the Turkish Republic under Atatürk, almost 100 years ago. So he has made very clear he wants an Islamist country, and he wants to lead the Sunni Muslim world. So there's what I would call a rise of the Ottoman spirit. And I think the environment has been created so that when there is persecution and increased persecution and violence against Christians, now most Turks are conditioned to say they deserve it.